Meet me. Alright, welcome back my friends. It's time to do some more E7 videos, so kind of behind. So today we're going to do Sharon, just came out recently, and I guess they released Sylvan Mage Vivian or whatever she's called a few days ago or a week ago, and I haven't seen that either, so it's probably delayed and you guys probably know all about her. But I haven't seen either of these, so you'll get my first take on both of these heroes, because I have no idea what their kits are. Let's skip all this intro stuff, I never talk about that. So Sharon, Earth Soul Weaver, typical Soul Weaver stats, has effectiveness, so we know she's going to have some kind of debuff in her kit. Not that fast, so probably not an initiator. Let's see what we got here. So Sharon, skill 2, just trust me. At the end of an enemy's turn, for each buff granted to the enemy has a 5%, that's low, chance to increase combat readiness of the caster by 20%. I'm assuming it's additive. So if they have 10 buffs, is it 50% or is it like 10 individual 5% chances? I don't really know. At the end of the turn, grants a random buff and barrier to the ally except for the caster with the highest attack for one turn. Interesting. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's max health. Random buffs are increase attack, increase critical hit chance, increase crit hit damage, and continuous healing. Honestly, all these buffs are really strong except for the increased crit chance, because realistically, any hero that needs crit chance is going to have the crit chance. You're not going to bank on, you're not going to run 50% crit heroes and say, I'm going to bring Sharon. So I don't like this in the table, but the other three are good. So this seems like a weird Soul Weaver Landy, right? Like Landy gets Fighting Spirit if the enemy team has buffs. In this case, you get random CR pushes, and it's at the end of each enemy's turn. But it's only a 20% CR push, and it's very RNG based. But I think what this opens up is, are we going to see like super slow, super tanky? Well, let's see the rest of her kit, because then we could think about it better. Let's just see how it works.
Hit chance, increased critical hit
all right,
damage,
DN's going.
barrier strength,
And then she randomly just pushes herself up because they had a bunch of buffs. So I guess that's pretty much it. Skill 3, May You Perish. It's a little sneak. Very cute. Attacks all enemies, decreasing buff durations by 1 turn before inflicting decreased speed and venom for 2 turns? The F is that? Increases combat readiness of the caster by 50%. That's pretty big. At the start of the turn, receives damage equivalent to 10% of max health and is inflicted with injuries proportional to the damage suffered. So is that a 10% injury? Like when it says proportional, what does that mean? Venom effect apply. Yeah, this thing would be absolutely busted in PvE. Well, let's look at the ability.
start of the turn, deals damage equivalent to 10% of
There's the snake.
And inflicts injury proportional to the damage suffered.
It looks okay. Spits goo at them. Alright, so that's interesting. It strips, it attacks them. I'm assuming it didn't look like it did that much damage, but the venom looks pretty strong. Although, if they can just cleanse it, it's not that big a deal, but it does proc at the start of the turn, not the end of the turn. So even if like the cleanser takes the turn, she'll still eat that damage in the beginning, it looks like. I don't know. Let's see. What's her S1? Skill 1, How Fragile. Attacks the enemy with a 65%, looks like 75% chance to... So the venom again. After attacking when the target is inflicted with venom, increase the skill cooldowns by 1 turn. That actually sounds really freaking annoying. Soulburn, 100% chance to venom, and it lasts for 2 turns. What do I think of this hero? It's like a It's like an Outlast Soul Weaver, right? Like it's a Soul Weaver that just kind of venoms them to death. But the weird thing is she, I don't know, doesn't really heal anyone. So what would you run her on? Like counter Celestine or something? I mean, she does give like an FCC barrier along with buffs to the team. I'm just trying to think, how the heck do you build this thing? Like, she doesn't, it's a Soul Weaver that doesn't heal, probably doesn't do that much damage, but is probably really tanky. So you build her really tanky with moderate speed because she has this self-CR push, and you also have to bring her against an enemy team with a lot of buffs. And basically you're just trying to outlast them by annoying the crap out of them by venoming them to death. And if they have a lot of AoE attacks, maybe you could constantly push their skill cooldowns back and annoy them a little bit that way. I don't know. She doesn't seem busted to me. She just seems like a niche, annoying hero. But I don't know. The injury is pretty strong. Of course, against things with immunity, I think she'll just do nothing. So against like Kekwarrick or something, and the whole team puts up immunity, I mean, her value is really just her random buff and barrier, in which case I'd rather have FCC. I don't know. This one's interesting. I don't really know. But I like that they're trying new things. She's definitely unique, right? I might want to build her and just play with her, although I like playing aggro more. I don't really like outlasting people. But I think she might fit in good into that kind of team. It's like an outlast team, injury them to death, and not die. Let's look at her artifact. Sacred Tree Branch. Is this showing up right in the recording? Yeah, okay. Increase effectiveness by 30% after using a basic skill. Increase combat readiness of the ally. Okay, so I guess this is even better. If you put her on counter, she'll counter venom things, possibly increase their skill cooldowns, and push your best DPS by 10%. Is this good enough to warrant, ditching something like Celestine or, any other amazing Soul Weaver artifact? I don't know, but maybe something like on counter it makes sense. On any other set, if you're going to run her, I'd say don't use this artifact. Is there anything else in this video? Otherwise, I'll move on to Sylvan Mage, whatever. New side story. Okay, so we just had to rerun summer event. Hopefully we got a brand new cool one. Is this a skin? Oh, it's a new hero. Do they talk about her here? Summer Break Charlotte. I don't really care about her artwork, but that fish in the back. That's a sweet fish. Other than the eyes, like what the hell did they do to him? It looks like he just got molested. Like, was it Charlotte? Poor fish. I like fish. World Arena, something. Don't care about that. Araminta, she's Garbo. Don't care about that. Okay, here we go. Sylvan, Sage, Vivian, and A-Cart. Coin shop rotation here. Sage Ball. Still love this hero. Closet Charles pretty good. Both these are Garbo, except, well, Asaria is good in PvE, but who struggles in PvE anymore? Ah, scary. All right, let's move on to Sylvan Sage Vivian, because I haven't really seen her yet. So I skipped ahead to her stats. She is a light mage, not that fast, so I don't really think she's like a cleave unit or anything. No effectiveness, so probably doesn't have any debuffs in her kit. Attack seems high. Let's see. Skill 2, Insight. At the start of battle gains 3 focus, and at the start of the turn gains 1 focus. When attacked, if expected damage, what is expected damage? Is equivalent to 25% or more of max health, consumes 1 focus, decreases damage suffered by 50%, and after being attacked, decreases skill cooldowns of the caster by 1 turn. When more than 1 damage reduction effect is granted only... Okay, that's fine. Effect applies to heroes only. I don't understand. Why would it say this effect applies to heroes only? Does this work on her teammates? Like, if it only affects her, obviously it wouldn't work for her. When attacked, does this mean when she's attacked or if anyone on her team is attacked? Because this last line is kind of confusing. Let's see how it works in action. Are they going to show it?
More than one damage reduction effect is granted.
Well, they show it attacking her. Okay, I'm assuming it only works on her, but then that last line seems kind of weird. Okay, so basically she gets enormous damage mitigation. So it kind of looks like she's kind of being built to be a tanky hero, but it also looks like she kind of has to be fast because otherwise they're just going to burn through her stacks real quick. Because, theoretically, you have 4 people, you can get rid of 4 focus from her in one turn if your entire team attacks her. So I feel like you're going to want this hero to speed cycle a bit to get that focus back and, maintain that damage mitigation. Actually, I'm curious, how much did that Rylet hit her for?
More than one damage reduction effect is granted.
1600.
Only the strongest effect is applied.
So what is
this effect applies to heroes only.
5400? Okay, she's pretty damn tanky.
Skill 3.
Skill 3, Nature's Judgment, attacks all enemies by bringing forth the power of nature. Increases crit hit damage of all allies. She the only hero that does that? No, I think that crappy fire hero does it too. Ilanav, whatever the hell her name is. Recovers health before... Oh, she has to heal. Before increasing attack of the caster, she gets attack buff. Amount recovered increase is proportional to the target's max health. Increase. Oh, so it's not an attack buff. It's like just like a stacking thing. Okay, let's see how much this thing hits for. If they give us a good example, not some stupid mob example.
Proportional to the target's max health. Increased attack effect can stack up to 3 times.
Yo,
Games
they're on point with these animations lately. That animation, we gotta watch it again. I just
stack up to 3 times. Gains 1 focus.
That looks awesome to me. Alright, so hit for about 5k on everything. Obviously, we don't know how it's built. And it looks like the crit hit damage buff comes after she attacks, so second time she would have hit it more. But it looks like the idea is she keeps reducing her skill cooldowns so against an AoE team, what, you just keep getting hit, reducing your skill cooldown, and I guess the idea is you spam this. What's her S1? Attacks the enemy with mana and increase speed of the... Okay, so increased speed actually works with her because you want a turn cycle. I just mentioned you want a turn cycle with her to keep that buff up. And it attacks all enemies on a soulburn. How much does that hit for?
All enemies. This attack does not trigger a dual attack.
That's actually pretty hard hitting for an S1, and it's only 10 souls. And she's a mage. Can you just bring her on Taga Hells and just be spamming those hard-hitting S1s? So her kit, I mean, they're running out of ideas, right? They gotta try new things. Her kit is definitely... So I'm a lot more excited about this one than the Sharon thing, because Sharon looks okay, but the playstyle seems boring. You're basically just gonna, outlast the other team. This one seems more interesting. Like, she doesn't hit like a truck, but hits decently hard. Has a lot of built-in damage mitigation, so you don't really need to build her that tanky. I think you can just put a lot of offensive stats into her. She even has some self-sustain, because you could see how much... didn't really show the heal because she's at full health in this example, but it looks like she could heal herself with the S3, and it's a 6-turn cooldown, but she's kind of reducing it all the time every time she gets hit. The main risk is just her focus being burned out real quick. She loses the damage mitigation, and I assume she'll get blown up instantly if that happens. But overall, I think this is a fun hero. I think she's more like... I don't think she's really a cleave hero. I mean, I guess she has increased crit hit damage, but, having a kit that amps up your damage over time and, having built-in damage mitigation is kind of useless for a cleave hero. So I don't really think she's meant for cleave. Seems more like a bruiser hero where she does good damage, has decent self-sustain and tankability. Tankability, I just invented that word. I'm going to use it though, I like it. Tankability. So Yeah, I actually think I like this hero. I think I'm definitely going to want to build her. She doesn't really have any debuffs or anything in her kit, though, but that's okay. That just means she'll always do the same thing. She'll be consistent. You don't have to worry about 15% or anything. She's an ML, so she can't really miss or be dodged without evasion either. So, overall, I like it. Her kit's kind of weird for a mage, but I think this one I'll definitely build, assuming that I could get her, because I haven't really bought any Mystic packs. But maybe it's time. We'll see. So anyways, did I screw anything up? Did I, miss anything super important about these heroes? If I did, let me know in the comments below. As always, I will elevate it to the top and heart it if I agree with it. Did I misread any of these things? Like this, am I misunderstanding why the hell this line needs to be in here if it only impacts her? I don't know. Let me know. But those are my thoughts. I'm pretty excited about Sylvan Mage Vivian. I'll get Sharon, of course, but I don't even know if I'll build her. The playstyle kind of seems boring. And overall, those are my thoughts. So anyways, thanks for watching. Till next time, boys, good luck on your pulls, and peace out.